we're going to have Damian Waiter on the show talking some point pickers, what's going on after the first week, who won, and where the Vig and Miller show is out at after week 1. Not too bad of a start, I must say. But before we go to commercial, let's talk about Point Pickers. Point Pickers, the premier NFL online pick'em game that pays out cash prizes every week. Point Pickers is a unique and simple pick'em game that alleviates the time-consuming burden of fantasy football. So simple that anyone can play and win. Just pick and rank your teams, play against the full membership, and add your own private parties. And play against the talk show hosts Andrew Vigilante and Shane Miller of the Vig and Miller Show. Go to www.pointpickers.com/Vig and Miller and make your picks now. Point Pickers, it's no fantasy. We'll bring Damian Waiter in after the break.
Hey yo, I'm the Heartthrob G-E-E-S-T-E-E-L-I-O, and you are listening to the Vig and Miller Show here on the Sports Chronicles Radio Network, brought to you by the Fantasy Sports Warehouse. Handle your business, fellas.
And we always handle our business here on the Vig and Miller Show. I'm your host, Andrew Vigilante, here for the second hour of our 3-hour special here on the Sports Chronicles Radio Network. We want to bring in Mr. Damian Waiter here of Point Pickers. It was a really good week. I was really impressed with how everything went down. I mean, obviously, it was a tough week, especially Monday night for me. Picking the Redskins to win with 11-point confidence and picking Tampa Bay on Sunday to beat the Jets with 16-point confidence really kind of ruined my week, but at the same time, still in the race. And we're going to bring in Damian now to talk a little bit about it. Welcome, Damian.
Hey, Andrew, thanks for having me. Yeah, no, it always is difficult on the first week because you never know who's gonna come about and really produce, like they're supposed to produce. So, that's the challenge of pick'em. That's the challenge of pick'em the way we do it with the confidence points, and it's always a challenge.
Yeah, no doubt about that, man. But I also want to address an issue that you had and maybe other people are maybe a little bit concerned about. They weren't sure when they went in and checked it that nothing was really showing up in the Point Pickers presentation. And I know my first thought is, why aren't my picks being shown? It doesn't look like it's even registered. And I know it was there before because I checked it. Many others might be having that same question, maybe having the same question mark that didn't have a chance to contact you or anything like that. Maybe the resources that I have, I can contact you whenever I want, but maybe others don't have that leisure. So they're wondering what's going on, man. Now, I wanted you to come on the show and kind of address that first off.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and I certainly have to offer an apology to, we've had some technical difficulties. We certainly have all the data and everyone's picks and all the calculations correctly done. I did send an email out to everyone showing that, that's what the picks were correct and they were calculated correctly. For some reason, the coding has been interrupted. I don't know if it was a situation where we got hacked or if it was just a situation of improper coding. It happens sometimes on the first week because we don't have a chance to check our stuff the week before the first week. So everything is fine. The next week's picks are already ready to go. So if you want to make your next week's picks, you can. We have given out a list of people who have the calculations of all the people that were in line and the winners. And if there's any questions about that, certainly they can email me directly at damo@pointpickers.com to question that. But it was just a technical difficulty. My developer is on it. And everything should be okay as of tonight or tomorrow morning, and they will show the correct results promptly tomorrow.
That's good news to hear. I know a lot of people were sort of a little bit surprised, taken back, and where our picks, but you did send out the email. You sent out a mass email to everybody this morning, including myself. I'm actually trying to find it. Here we go. And obviously the standings are what was really important to a lot of people.
Right.
Right. And the winner this week was a guy named R. Michael. And he had 84 points. So that just tells you that he probably got a lot of games right, or he got the big games right. He got his 10-point, 11, 13, those higher point games right. I don't know exactly what he got right, but still, I mean, be able to get off to a great start like he did. Ball and Mike, 82 points, and then Chulisa, 80. But the Vig and Miller Show.
Yeah.
Chelsea. Sorry for the mispronunciation if you're listening out there. But the Vig and Miller Show, not that bad of a start. Like I said, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game, Levante David screwed it up for me. pushing Geno Smith out of bounds. Just a simple push. And this is the crazy thing about NFL Pick'em, and then even on the flip side, fantasy football. One shove and one 15-yard penalty could screw you up money-wise or just in fantasy football in general for 1 week. And it's unbelievable. And that happened to me. And Vic and Miller,
about it.
And Vic and Miller actually finished in 12th place. In 12th place. Not bad. We have 50 points for the first week of the season. So that trails Michael, the winner, by 34 going into week 2. But, hey, that's the thing. If you lose a game, you lose points. So Michael could, on the flip side, have a terrible week, and Vic and Miller could have a great week and we're in first place.
Yeah.
There's
absolutely no doubt about it. Yeah, I'll tell you guys right now, the guy who won last year and won $1,000, his average points was 65 points a week. So that is not a bad score. To win 80, 70, and you're doing really well. You're not going to do that every week. So anybody that's in that range, anywhere from 40 to 60 points on an average, you're going to be in the bid for the $1,000 prize at the end of the year. So not a bad thing at all. And it does happen that way. I mean, it's crazy, especially in the first few weeks until you get an understanding of where the injuries are, where the offenses are, where the teams really are, opposed to all the hype that has happened in the beginning of the season. You know, you saw a lot of differences. You saw the Redskins not really perform the way they should have. You saw a lot of other teams do a little bit different than you expected them to do. So, of course, my Niners, were great, and but beyond that, there were some difficulties.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that really you have to get used to, because I'm sure a lot of people play Pick'em, but they don't play it like you do here with point pickers. Right. Is that you can win $100 each week, but at the same time, you could easily lose it with one game. You could be in first place by 5. You're feeling pretty, but if you have, say, the Chargers with 16-point confidence, and you lose that game, you're feeling good. You're up 28-7 in the third quarter, and then you fall asleep thinking, they're great. I'm going to win $100 this week. And then the Houston Texans come back and win 31-28. Are you kidding me? I wonder if anybody out there had that last night. Like, just feeling good about San Diego. If you're a Chargers fan, maybe you're a little biased. You had 16 points on the Chargers, and you're feeling good. You're about to win, and whoop, and you wake up and see 31-28 in the morning.
Yeah. No doubt about it. And but if you pick the Chargers at 16, I don't know, maybe you need to rethink your picking. But
I'm just saying,
you're absolutely right. It does always come down to the Monday night game. It comes down most of the time to either Sunday night and the Monday night game. So anything can happen. And the dynamic thing about the way we do things is that you lose your points when you lose. So that really could kill you. Because you're not only losing points, you're not getting any points either. So it's almost like a double whammy. And it's tough. You got to be careful. You got to make sure if you stay within, losing 1 through 5 consistently all year, and you win the rest of your picks, you're going to do just fine. You got to keep your losses between 1 through 5, and at the most 1 through 7, and then you'll do all right. But like I said, you guys did great. Vic and Miller was right around the average that won the year last year. So, no big deal. It's a long season.
I'm feeling pretty. I'm feeling pretty good after week 1. I know a couple of our guys who signed up through the Vic and Miller page on PointPickers.com. You can do that going to PointPickers.com/Vic and Miller. It didn't do too bad. One of them kind of got off to a rough start, but when you pick the Baltimore Ravens with 16-point confidence on the road in Denver. Yeah, I think you might deserve to lose a little bit there. I'm sorry if you're listening out there. But at the same time, you got to think about it a little bit before you make your picks for week 2. You're representing the Vic and Miller show if you're joining through our website at the same time. So we want you to do well also. But, at the same time, there's some pretty solid matchups for week 2 also. You're talking about maybe in regards to the Rams and the Falcons. I mean, the Rams coming with a big win week 1 in Atlanta, although they did lose, still one of the formidable teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
Also, you got the Redskins and Packers in Lambeau.
Yeah.
That's another matchup.
No.
And go ahead.
Yeah. It doesn't get any easier. There's no doubt about it. I mean, as the week goes on, it doesn't get any easier. You try to use the tools that we offer you. and all the tools that everybody uses to do their research to find out where the injuries are, where the teams are in terms of their momentum, and also, pick distribution. I can't say it enough. If you use pick distribution and you look at a game where most people are picking a particular team where you think there's going to be an upset, you really need to take a look at that and maybe choose a 1 or 2 on the opposite side of that pick distribution, because if you think there's going to be an upset, it's no big deal to lose 1 or 2 points. But if you win, you're going to pick up big time on a lot of people. So it's a huge asset that not a lot of people pay attention to, and they really need to pay attention to that pick distribution.
And that's one of maybe, if I were to make a mistake week 1, I really didn't use that enough until it locked. I looked at it and I was like, maybe I should have used this a little bit more. But you're talking about some teams, maybe 10, 15 teams choosing, I believe, what was it, the Patriots at a 15 or 16 to beat the Bills. And although they did beat the Bills, it took a game-winning field goal from Steven Gostkowski to win it. So it's just unbelievable how things, it's just so pins and needles at the same I'm like, I already watch NFL Red Zone enough for fantasy football because, you just have to put your remote down and you need to touch it for another 7 hours. That's the great thing about it. But then you look at point takers, you're like, well, I need my fantasy team to do well, but I need the Redskins to win, and I had LaShawn McCoy on my Dynasty League team. I had D'Angelo Hall, who had that great fumble recovery for a touchdown, but, I had LaShawn McCoy. I was happy every time he scored. But at the same time, I was like, well, I want you to score, but I need the Redskins to come back at the same time because I have different point takers with 11-point confidence. So my mind's all over the place here, it's just crazy.
Yeah, well, that's the fun of it all. And you're always going to have one of those weeks, 1 or 2 of those weeks during the year where they're just like 7 to 10 upsets. It's just ridiculous. And every one that you thought was going to win is going to lose. And you just got to be real careful. Like I said, picking 1 to 5 is the key. Making sure those are your hardest picks, and use pick distribution to make that strategy selection wisely. And from anything from 8 above, you got to be pretty certain about what you're doing. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. That's what makes it so much fun. It's so dynamic like that.
I'll tell you, this is a really tough game. I think this is my automatic 1-point game this week because I have no idea what's going to happen at all. And that's the San Francisco 49ers, your team, against the Seattle Seahawks. That's a Sunday night game up in Seattle where it is the 12th man. You figure that Seattle has an impeccable home record. They did last year, but still, you have the San Francisco 49ers coming into town. It's so tough to play in Seattle, but at the same time, San Francisco is such a great team that if I were to pick Seattle based on the fact that they're simply at home, I'm going to pick it with a 1 point because I don't feel good about it at all.
No question. It's the number 1 pick. It's you have no way which way it's going to go. You have no way to knowing which way it's going to go. It's the number 1 pick. And that's what you got to do. You got to put it in there. But like I said, if you're consistent through your 1 through 5, and you make those your hardest picks, you'll be okay. You're right. That's going to be the toughest pick of the week, just for sure.
One game I'm really interested in right now is got to be San Diego and Philadelphia. And we thought that Philadelphia's offense was going to be, we had questions about it. We weren't sure what we were really going to see. I was skeptical about it. I don't know if you heard me in the first hour of the show. I was skeptical about it. I said that from the beginning, but they looked like they were on a roll from the beginning. They had a play, like 2 or 3 plays in 10 seconds. They were just amazing. And then really they slowed down in the second half, but they didn't need to have that high fly, eagle fly mindset. They were up 33-7 in the second half, albeit Washington almost came back at the same time. But you don't need to have that high flying offense if you're up by 20-some points. Just hand it off to McCoy and see what he can do.
Yeah, it brings into question, the Redskins' defense. It was surprising to me that they couldn't contain them as best they could. But Kelly is bringing a whole new vision into the game and into the NFL, and we'll see what he can do with it and how far he can carry it on. I was surprised by the Chargers. I really was. I didn't think that they could carry it out the way they did, and ultimately they lost. But I don't see them being more than a 500 team or less.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. We actually have a caller here on the Big and Miller Show, and it is the winner of point pickers for Week 1,
Michael.
Michael. We have him on the show right here live this evening. I want to welcome you in, man. You know, Vig and Miller, we finished 12th. I'm feeling pretty good, but 84 points, man. I'm seeing the averages between 40 to 60. How the heck did you end up with 84 points? What did you predict?
Hey, I gotta admit something. I haven't even really had a whole lot of time today to even review how I won this. I've been on the road for 14, 15 hours today. I'm just getting back to my home. I'm rereading some of these emails that I browsed through on my phone, and then Damo, I'd rather say Damo, I guess, but
That's me.
He said, "Hey, can you join these guys during their talk show tonight?" And I was like, "Oh, wait a minute." And it was exactly 8:01, and I'm in the Eastern time zone. I don't know where you guys are, but it was exactly 8:01, and I'm like, they want me to talk, you know. And I'm like, so I jumped on the home phone. You know, I went in and liked your Facebook page, and that's where I got your number. And I'm listening to you guys while I'm on hold, and I don't know, I'm pretty excited. But to answer your question, I just have had no opportunity to review exactly where I went right, where I went wrong. I know that I put a premium on New England. And I think most everybody did, so there's no advantage there. But I don't know. I think I picked Tennessee over Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh really did not even look.
That hurts. Yeah, that hurts me.
That's a very hapless team, even before the injury. But I think I took Tennessee over Pittsburgh pretty large, and I don't have the memory base right now. But when I looked and I saw that 84 points won it, and I think in the past, when it's a full schedule, 32 or 16 games basically, but, I'm thinking 84 points isn't going to win that, but, you can that I far outdistanced some people, so, I don't know, I picked Denver, and I don't know how many people thought that the defending champions, although they went on the road, but, I don't know if maybe that was 50-50, with the point pickers field, if some people took Baltimore, but I weighted Denver pretty high as well. So anyway, I don't know. You guys might even be able to look at it before I am. I actually stepped outside my house because of the number of people that I have. So I don't know. I'm pretty excited to just catch up with you guys. And I actually last year I tied one week with, I don't know, there was at least two others, I believe, and we just pushed. Nobody got an award or a prize, and it was just pushed forward into the either the following week. So that's as close as I've been as I've tied. But it's pretty exciting to start the year like this, huh?
Yeah, Michael, that was awesome. 84 points is a hell of a score. I have my blog is Club 136 because that's 16 wins completely, and nobody has ever done that. And but 84 is like 20 points above average. The person who won last year won the whole $1,000. It averaged about 60 points a week. So it's a great score, and I'm really excited that you're a returning player and you had the chance to get in there and win that $100. And certainly, we'll be doing another interview with you as well. We'll be sending that point pickers card out to you, and that's exciting, man. It's good to hear the excitement in your voice. It's fun, especially the first week when you really don't know what's happening and what teams are going to do when, the surprises that come about. So it's great to see you win, and congratulations for sure.
Thank you very much. And I know very little about you guys. But I know I guess you're in Washington D.C. So is that what Great.
We promote point pickers. We are part of the point pickers brand. Anybody who wants to sign up through us can play through us. Pointpickers.com/Vig and Miller out there. Anybody who's listening wants to play. We have the live winner here, Michael. It is possible to win and earn $100 in a week. And I mean, you pay, the certain amount. I think it's $29 a year, a one-time or a year fee. Actually, it's $29 a year, but you just won $100. And you know what? You just tripled your money in 1 week.
Well, so that's not only that, Michael, you realize the new deal this year. You are free to point pickers for life. That's the new deal.
Oh, I didn't even know that. That's awesome. That's pretty exciting.
So you not only won $100, but you will always be free. You will always be able to play point pickers for the rest of your life, completely free. You will never pay again.
I just love what the social media stuff is doing. Hooking up with you guys, straight on the phone now, but being able to, to catch up with what you guys are doing on your Facebook and podcasting and things like that, Twitter and everything. I'll catch up with you guys on all that stuff, But, I mean, this is my first exposure to any of you guys. I just said, let me give this a chance. And it is, I think, probably what and for everybody that's listening, this is not scripted at all. This was not planned tonight. But, yes, it is possible to win $100 with point pickers. I think that's what I'm supposed to say, right?
There's a promo. There's another promo for you right there. Not just for the Big and Miller Show, but our Michael. So, say, come and play point pickers. Whoever's out there maybe just wondering what's going on, what we're talking about, it's an NFL pick. This week it's 16 games also, no buys also. So you play, you pick just based off the confidence level you feel at the game. Like we were talking about, Damien and I were talking about before you called in, Michael. Is your name Michael? I don't want to give out your full name. Our Michael coming in. The San Francisco-Seattle, to me, is the toughest game of the week this week. And I'm not sure if you agree with us. I don't know if you have the schedule right in front of you, but to me, it's definitely the toughest game. You're talking about San Francisco and Seattle, both teams who are favored. One of them is favored each to win the NFC West. So one of them's got to lose. So to me, I have no idea. It's a toss-up. The game's in Seattle, which I think could maybe favor Seattle by a little bit because of their impeccable home record. But still, I'm taking that at a 1 this week. I'm just telling you right now, I'm being straight up. I'm going 1 because I don't know who's going to win. Because I'm not going to risk 16 points or even 10 to 16 based on that game.
Yeah.
I'm going to start leaning on. I've got Russell Wilson in my top fantasy league, but I'm truly going to lean on San Fran this weekend because I like the momentum that they've already picked up with a big win, against Green Bay, and Kaepernick just seems to be unstoppable, to be honest with you. And I think let's see, Seattle, although they went west to east, 3-hour time difference, and a lot of those West Coast teams struggle no matter what time of the season they play on the East Coast. But I don't think they look anything impressive against what I would consider, a 500 Carolina team. I watched as much of that game as I could, but, I just didn't see that they looked spectacular. I think Marshawn Lynch only had, 48 yards?
Yeah, that disappointed me fantasy-wise. That was
maybe
bad.
I'm mistaken, but, Russell threw for 320. I don't think he's got a great stable of receivers. And I think on the defensive side for the Seahawks, although they've got an extra defender, which is called the stadium and the home crowd, but aren't they down a guy, at least in that defensive backfield? Or was that? I don't know. Maybe I'm misunderstanding.
Brandon Browner didn't play. You're absolutely right. That's a great point you made. Cliff Averill was out as well on the defensive line. So they did face some injuries, but still they only gave up 7 points to Cam Newton. And I don't know if that's saying much or not, considering Cam Newton really hasn't had the winning formula since he's come into the league. But at the same time, you're going to be going against the high-flying San Francisco offense, too. So that's why I'm taking a 1, guys. I mean, seriously, I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I mean, you can make a case for San Fran because of what we just said, but at the same time, Seattle's at home. They're a great team as well. I'm not going to risk 10, 11, 12 or more points, even 2 points for this game.
I might bump it up to a 4 or 5 point pick, but that's probably the highest I'll go with at all, maybe 4. But
maybe that's why you're winning right now because you're taking chances and it's working out.
I don't know. I mean, that's a tough call. To me, that's the number 1 pick of the year, of the week. I mean, and you're going to have a real tough time, making a decision on that one. I'm a huge Niner fan. Everybody knows that on this show, and I would say going up to Seattle is the toughest place in the world to play. So it's going to be tough, but it's going to be exciting.
So am I
appreciate
at another time, or did we, did I hear you guys?
No, you came on at the perfect time. You came on the perfect time, Michael.
Well, good. And I don't know if you guys actually, sit down together and work out a podcast and everything. Any other times of the week? I just haven't studied what you guys do and what times and all the fun that you guys have. But I'm excited to catch up with everything that's truly happening.
Well, Michael, I'll tell you this. We met Andrew and Shane early in the season, in the preseason, and we decided to form this partnership. And I've been listening to their podcast every Tuesday from 7 to 10, or 7 to 9, but now 7 to 10, I guess.
7 to 9.
And
7 to 10 just this week. 7 to 10 just this week.
Yeah, okay.
The 3 hours.
7 to 9 normally. And it's been a blast, and they've been great partners, and to get information on, it's just not the NFL, it's all sports, and as we continue on to the PGA and NASCAR and all things as the years go on, it's a great podcast and a great partnership, so tuning into them on Tuesday night is a great deal, and then of course you can always catch your shows if you miss them on Tuesday and, catch the recorded episodes. But we formed a great partnership with them. They've got a private party that they play with their members, and so we're having a lot of fun, and they've been so gracious to bring me on and to bring you on and to bring our winners on, and it's really been a lot of fun, and we're excited for the rest of the year because we're going to be talking about this every week. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, that's our goal, to bring in.
Hey, maybe as winner, I'll join you next Tuesday at 8 o'clock for week number 2 winner.
I love the confidence, my friend.
So
I love the confidence. And that is our goal.
If I have the gall to go ahead and put 9 or 10 points on the 49ers and they win, that'll jump to the field, huh? No, I'm not going to go that.
We'll tell what happens if you're coming on the show just based off the Sunday night game, I'm guessing right now, our Michael. So that's what it's coming down to. I really appreciate you coming on, our Michael. Our goal is to have all the winners come on the Vig and Miller show throughout the season and talk with Damien and myself and Shane. Also, Shane's not here tonight. He has some work that he needs to get accomplished, but he's not here tonight. But I really appreciate both of you guys coming on. Our segment's just ending, but like I said, you can follow us on Facebook also, you did, and also through Twitter at Vig and Miller, and then my individual handle on Twitter is at Andrew_Vig, that's ANDREW_VIG, and then my co-host at Shane Miller 27, and of course, I'm sure you know on Twitter, if you do have a Twitter, you can follow Damien at Point Pickers.
Hey guys, the pleasure was all mine. I'm going to break it just like you guys need to, and I look forward to any time that I get a chance to get on the phone with you guys again.
Right on, Michael. We'll talk to you soon. Congratulations, and Andrew, thank you for having us.
Hey guys, keep
no problem, man. Again, congrats, man.
See ya. Thanks, guys.
See you later.
All right, man. Thanks, Damien. Thanks for coming on.
Bye.
And that's Damien Waiter of Point Pickers, and then the winner of Point Pickers this week, Mr. R. Michael, coming on the show. We are